Hello everyone, my name is Bhavna Singh. I am working as an assistant professor at St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurgaon. This is an online tutorial on software engineering. So let's begin with today's session. Students, this is our lecture number 14 and in this session we will start with unit 4 of software engineering, and in today's session we will discuss all these topics of unit 4. The first topic is we will discuss about what is software testing, then its various levels like unit testing, integration testing and system testing. Then we will discuss about the design of test cases, how these test cases are prepared for the testing process, and what are the various designing and writing rules for a good test case. First of all, let us start with what is a software testing. Software testing is the process of executing a program with the intention to detect errors in the code. It is essentially required before launching a software project. So testing is the process of exercising or evaluating a system or system component by manual or automated means to verify that it satisfies specified requirements or identify differences between expected and actual results. That means once the software product is ready and it is completely implemented, then we do the testing of that particular product in order to verify and validate that whether the software that is developed, it is completely bug free and there are no errors in that, and it is meeting the technical requirements as it is guided by the designing phase and development phase, and the software product that we have developed, is it meeting all the requirements of the users that were described by the users in the initial phases, and all its performance is up to the mark. So in order to evaluate all these features, we conduct the software testing to test that whether the product that we have developed is satisfied or whether it is validated in all aspects. So by doing this software testing, we are measuring the entire specification and you can say functionality or performance of the software product or the application. So in order to detect all the errors, so that we'll be able to resolve those errors and correct them, and we will be able to provide the software which is good in performance and which is good in quality to the users. We conduct this software testing process. Now this is the complete order of testing a particular product during the testing phases. The first we start with the unit testing, in which we test all the single units or single modules, and then after integrating all the modules we start with the integration testing, and after doing the integration testing we test the complete system as a whole, that whether it is meeting the specific requirements of the user or it is good in quality and according to the expectations or according to the performance. So all these things we are conducting in this testing phases, and at the end we test it for the acceptance, that whether the user will accept it or not, and whether it is made as according to our expectations. So these are the basic types of testing that are conducted by the software testers, you can say, or by the testing team, and with the help of using various test cases, which are the samples we can say for testing, we conduct this testing during the software testing phases. Basically, these unit testing, integration testing and system testing, these are the various levels of system testing. Levels means that at what level we are testing the entire product. That means the first we start with the unit testing. Unit testing means that it is the process of checking the functionality of the module. A module is the smallest unit of software. It begins after the source code is developed and verified for the correct syntax. The primary goal of unit testing is to take the smallest unit of testable software and to find out whether it works exactly as expected. Each unit is tested separately before these units are integrated together to build the overall system. That means what we do in unit testing means we are testing the single modules. For example, we have decomposed the entire system into single units, or you can say single modules, and we are doing the testing of that particular single module, so that to check that whether that module is working perfectly, and it is perfect in all conditions, and it is working exactly that what we have expected. So the unit testing is basically testing the single modules, or you can say the smallest unit of the software. Now these are the various kind of tests that we perform during the unit testing. The first one is the module interface test. In module interface test, we do all the testing regarding the single module, and we check whether the information is properly flowing into the module and properly coming out of it, and it is performing the specified operations under specified conditions. So all the things related to the module we check in this module interface test. Then the second, we have the performance test. This performance test is used to verify all the execution time, throughput, response time of the particular information, and all the traffic rates of the data and various communication links. So regarding to performance of the system, or regarding the performance of a module, everything is tested using this performance test. Then the next is the local data structure test. It is used to test, or it is used to check that if the local data that is stored within the module is properly stored or not. Then we have the boundary conditions test. Boundaries conditions test is used to ensure that the program is working properly at the boundary conditions. For example, that we are giving certain inputs that are used to check the reliability of the system. Then next we have the independent path test. These tests are used to check that whether the executing path, or whether the execution of the task is taking place properly or not. Then at the last we have the error handling path test. These tests are used to check whether the errors handling path are working properly or not, and if there are some errors in the modules, whether they are handled in a proper conditions or not, or whether we will be able to debug or remove these errors or from that particular module or not. So these are the basic kinds of test that we perform during the unit testing, and all these kinds of tests they are conducted at a particular module, and at every single module all these tests are conducted, so that we'll be able to verify that all the units of this system, they are working fine, and they are perfectly meeting all the expectations of the user. Now comes the next level of testing, that is the integration testing. That means after performing all the testing on the single units or single modules, now we integrate all these modules into a one component, and then we conduct the entire testing. So the next step after unit testing is integration testing. In this, many units tested modules are combined into subsystems which are then tested. The main purpose of unit testing is to find out that each independent module is correctly implemented. But unit test does not guarantee that these modules will work fine if these are integrated together as a whole system. So for this reason, integration testing must be performed. That means what happens, that we have conducted the unit testing on single modules, on the smallest modules, after breaking down the system into small modules. But what happens, that it is not a guarantee of this unit testing that all these modules that are perfectly fine after doing the unit testing, and that are meeting all the users' expectations, and that are in good condition and bug free. It is not a guarantee that after we integrate these modules into a one component, whether it will work fine or not. So in order to get this guarantee, or in order to make this assurance that whether these modules, when they are combined into a subsystem, whether they'll be in a working condition, or whether they'll not be able to compatible with each other. So in order to ensure all these things, we perform the integration testing. So what happens in unit testing, we are testing the single modules or single units, but in integration testing we are testing after combining all these modules into a subsystem. So basically this integration testing, you can say it is a step by step technique or is a systematic technique in which we are integrating all the tested modules together, and then we are finding errors and removing them and checking that the program structure or that the subsystem that has created by combining all the modules, whether it is doing the expected work or not. So integrate means combining all the modules that we have tested in the unit testing. Now these integration testing, it is categorized into two types. That is, the first one is the top down integration and the second one is the bottom up integration. Now we will discuss each one of them in the coming slides in detail one by one. Now let us discuss first what is top down integration. Top down integration is an incremental approach that requires the highest level modules be tested and integrated first. High level logic and data flow is tested early in the process and thus minimizes the need for drivers. That means what we are doing in this top down integration, we are testing the higher level modules first and then we come down further and then we test the smaller level modules or sub modules at the end. And because of this, many design flaws or many errors, they can be detected and fixed early, and because we are testing the critical modules first, and in this type of method we will add all the modules incrementally one by one and check the data flow in the same order. For example, we have a login page, and this login page is connected to further many other modules, like we have a, and in this login module we have further modules, that is one module for sending the mails and one module for creating the log records and one module for checking the errors. So all these modules, they are interconnected to each other and they are comes under the login module. So what we do, we first check the login module, and at the end we check all the modules that are connected to that login module, like we check for the error handling, or we check for the log records, and we check the module for the sending the mail. So in this we are testing the higher level modules first and the next level modules after the highest level modules. The second type, we have the bottom up integration. Bottom up integration approach requires the lowest level module be tested and integrated first using a driver. It continues the process until all modules have been integrated and tested. In bottom up approach, what we do, that we tested the small modules first and then we integrate all these modules and then we test the higher level modules until the successful completion of the testing of all the modules. So in this, the critical modules, they are tested at last, so it may cause a defect sometimes, and in this we are adding the modules from bottom to the top and then checking the data flow inside the same order. For example, as we have discussed in top down integration, that first we check the, or first we test the login module, that is the highest level module, and after that we check the all the modules that comes under this login modules, that is the smallest level. But in case of bottom up, we test all the small modules first, like we check for the module that is responsible for sending the mail, or the module that is responsible for maintaining all the records, and the module that is handling all the errors. So all these small level modules, they are tested first, and then after combining them we test the higher level module. So in this we are going from bottom to the top. Now till now we have done the unit testing of small modules, then we have, after combining all the units or all the modules, we have done the integration testing. Now comes the third level of testing, that is the system testing. System testing implies testing of the entire software. The goal of system testing is to see if the software meets its requirements. System testing includes a series of different tests to fully exercise the computer-based system. Each test has a different purpose, and the series of tests verify that all system elements are properly integrated and are performing the allocated functions. Now in system testing, what we are doing, we are testing the entire system when the entire software or entire system has been made. So in this unit modules, what we were doing, that we were testing the single modules, and after combining all these modules, we have prepared a subsystem, and we have done the integration testing of all these modules after combining them. Now after combining all these subsystems into one system, or you can say into the entire system, now we are doing the system testing of that particular system that we have made after combining all the subsystems. And now we are checking for its performance, for its reliability, for its quality, for its throughput, response time, everything. So therefore, for doing this system testing, we conduct various types of other testing also, in order to check that whether the software that is prepared, or whether the system that is developed, whether it is meeting all the requirements, or whether it is fulfilling all the expectations of the user or not. So basically, the entire system that is developed is being tested in the system testing. Various types of testing are conducted in this system testing, in order to verify that the system that is developed is according to the user expectation or not. The first one is the recovery testing. In this recovery testing, we examine that how easily or how completely this system can recover in case of a system failure. And what we do, we provide some undesirable inputs to the system, and we check whether the system is properly performing the recovery functions or not, or the system is fault tolerant or not. So in this, we determine that a system with quick recovering capability and with the minimum human intervention is a most desirable software that can be developed. So in this, we are entirely checking the recovery capability of the software system, and we are checking that whether the system is able to bear some fault or is fault tolerant or not. Then the second, we have the security testing. Security testing may in means we are checking the protection mechanism of the system, and we are checking that whether the system is protected from unauthorized access or not, or whether it is easier for some illegal persons or unauthorized person to access it or not. So basically, we are checking the security features of the system, and we are checking about the access control or password protection. So all these things, like related to the protection of the system, we are checking in this security testing. Then the next, we have the stress testing. Stress testing means that we are checking the system performance in some abnormal situations. For example, we have given some invalid input to the system, then we are checking that how this system is acting according to this invalid inputs, or whether it will be able to perform in case of these abnormal conditions or not. So stress testing means that executing a system in a manner that means is it able to perform normally in some providing some abnormal conditions. So till now we have discussed that what is software testing, why it is needed, who is responsible for performing these testing of the software, and how this testing occurs, what are the various levels. So now the question comes that with the help of which tools or techniques this testing can be possible. So the answer is, we design the test cases in order to perform the software testing. So a test case is a set of instructions designed to discover a particular type of error or defect in the software system by inducing a failure. A test case is a document that has an input, an action, and an expected result to determine if a failure of an application is working correctly. That means in order to perform testing on the software product or software system, we provided test cases, and this test cases is a complete package that is having an input and a process for doing the performing the test, and it has an expected result that we are expecting after applying these test cases to the software product. So basically, these test cases is a kind of a sample, you can say, which is used to perform the testing of the software product. Now we should always consider some rules, or you can say some points, while writing these test cases or while designing these test cases, because these test cases, they are responsible for doing the entire testing process, and it will help us to find problems, or you can say find the errors in the application or in the software system. So it is very much essential to design these test cases as much as efficient we can, and we should design them because these are the most important tools with the help of which we are able to discover the defects in the software. And this good test cases, they saves a lot of time and money. So we should consider some points while designing or writing a good test cases. The first one is it should be simple and transparent. That means they must be clear and concise, as any one of them using these test cases may be able to execute it very easily. Then the second we should create the test cases with keeping user in mind, because the user is the one who is going to use this, and we should create the test cases that meets all the customer requirements and it is easy to use and operate, or the user can easily operate it with the help of these test cases. Then the next we have the avoid test case repetition. That means do not repeat the test cases. We should use different test cases for different applications. Then the next we have the avoid assuming. That means while performing these test cases or while designing these test cases, we should not assume on our own, and we should be stick to the specifications documents, that are all these specifications that are maintained in the document and that are mentioned in the document. So we have to stick to it, and we should not assume the functionality and features of the software application on our own. Then the next we have do not overlap or complicate. That means we should design the test cases, or we should write the test cases in such a way that only one thing is tested at a time, so that we can be able to focus on one particular thing at one particular time. Then the next we have the ensure 100% coverage. That means the test cases that we are writing, it should check all the software requirements that are mentioned in the specification document. Then the next is the implement testing techniques. The testing techniques that we are implementing, they must be used for effective testing, and they must be used efficiently by the users. Then the next we have the test cases must be identifiable. That means whatever test cases we are designing, they should have a particular ID and a particular name, such that they are identified easily while we are tracking the defects or while we are tracking the software requirements at the later stages. So we should use some names and some IDs for these test cases. Then the next we have the peer review. Peer review means that after we have created the test cases, we should get them reviewed by our colleagues, so that some uncovered defects, they can be discovered, and we'll be able to write the test cases again that were missed by the test case writer. So all these are the points that we must always consider while writing or while designing a good test case, because on this test cases the entire testing process depends, and the failure of the system depends on this. Now let us discuss some important questions based on today's session. The first one is, what is the difference between unit and integration testing? This is the most frequently asked questions in university exams also, so you should prepare this. In this you have to explain all the features of unit testing and integration testing along with their components and along with their types. Then the second we have the explain the various types of system testing in detail. In this question you have to explain all the three types of the system testing, like as we have discussed like recovery testing, stress testing and security testing, and along with the features of the system testing. So students, it's time to end the session here only. I hope you have understood the concepts of software testing and various levels of testing. In the next session, we will continue with the types of testing, and we will talk about structural testing and functional testing with their various types. I hope today's session was fruitful for you all. You all take care of yourselves and keep learning. Thank you so much for watching.